Grrrrrrrrr. Grrrrrrrrr. Grrrrrrrr. That dog in my avatar, that's my that's my old dog, Harvey. That fucking dog was the loudest fucking dog in the whole fucking neighborhood. That dog was a terrorist. He instilled fear in small children that would be unlucky enough to be walking through the alley and cross his path. All he wanted was love, but he didn't know how to express it. He didn't bark. He he yelled. He was one of those dogs that when he reported, he would he would go like that. He didn't bark. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if you guys can hear me. He's sitting here talking away. I don't even know if this is working. Let me check with the chat if you guys can hear me, because I'm just not sure. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's 2:48 a.m. Wednesday morning, September 20th, 2023. Indeed, Miss Joe, indeed. Coffee. I was gonna try to start my stream using OBS and StreamYard. And then I gave up. Uh, yeah. Is it, so I'm gonna I'm gonna do this just in case anybody's interested. Then coming up, I have I got about an hour and a half here. I woke up at 2. Uh, I was cold, and I didn't go to bed wearing anything but boxer shorts last night, and I woke up cold. And Voodoo, she had tossed all the like the blanket over on top of me, uh, but I think I was for some reason I was like, that's a trick. Like I shouldn't have all of the cover. She's gonna yell at me at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I got up Yeah, I got I made some coffee. Mm. And I'm tired. Ugh. Yeah, Miss Joe, you haven't been to bed yet. Mm. Anyway, yeah, Harvey. He was a great Pyrenees. He uh, he was abandoned by his uh, family before I got him. Um, the Good morning, Blue Eyes. The vets, or not the vet, the shelter said, "Oh well, he's chipped," and I said, "Well, why don't y'all like contact the people that are stored in the chip?" I guess they didn't want him. I don't know. I'll post a picture later of him um, uh, when I first got him. He didn't have near that much hair, and he wasn't that big, and he wasn't as loud as he became later on in life. But he was a sweet dog, very loyal, very loyal. He wasn't a traitor or a turncoat. That dog never stole a sandwich from me, not once. I had another dog before him named Gigi. She was a cur hound, and I don't know if I have any pictures of her or not. I'll have to look. Uh, she was chocolate brown. She was a sweet girl. Her name was Gigi because uh, it stood for good girl. Because I always told her good girl. That's how I trained her, well, verbally. Rick's dog Cinnamon reminds me of Gigi. Uh, I forgot what I was telling you all about Gigi. Oh yeah, Gigi was a backstabbing bitch. She would steal a sandwich from you. She would steal it right out of your fucking hand if you weren't careful. She only did it to me once, but she did it to anybody else that made a sandwich or was eating a sandwich in my house. Yeah, friends, girlfriend's kids, my kids. She didn't care, and she wasn't starved by any stretch of the imagination. Well, I say that I didn't starve her. Uh, the way I ended up with her was the the big snowstorm, ice storm that we had here, 2010 or 2011, when Jerry World opened up. She was just a puppy, and she was tossed out of a moving vehicle on the ice out in the country. I was doing a job. And it broke her ribs, and she was really skinny. Not emasculate. What do you call it? Emaciated or whatever that is for a dog. Yeah. So it was freezing, and she was hungry, and she was hurt, and I brought her home. So I didn't really blame her for stealing sandwiches from time to time. She was a good girl, also very loyal, good dog, very good dog. So, anyways, no, she had a blue eye. She lived a very good life with me. Uh, She was one of those funny dogs where you could like throw a snowball and she would try to catch it in her mouth and then look all confused. Like what happened to it? But Rick's dog Cinnamon reminds me a lot of Gigi. Um, and she didn't have a bad bone in her body. She really didn't. Anyways, I just thought I'd come on this morning and say um, good morning and hello. Good morning, hello. What a crazy day yesterday and night last night. Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. I probably had something I did want to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. Sorry if I'm sipping my coffee in your ear. I don't mean uh, to be rude. Miss Joe, you're a great granny. Or, wait, granny, great. Well, I'm not sure if that means you're just a grandmother or if you're a great grandmother. I loved my great grandmother. On my paternal, no, maternal grandfather's uh, mother. I never met my paternal great grandmother. She passed away many decades before I was born. Great grandma, she just turned 1 year old. Yeah, my great grandmother, she she lived to be 97, or was it 87? Must have been 87 because she was born in 1910 and then she passed away in 97. Morning, AC. Posted a StreamYard link if anybody wants to come up and just shoot the shit for an hour or so before I got to get ready and to go to work. Uh, AC, I hope you're not live. You weren't live when I went live. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to violate the. Well, I'm not even really a channel owner. I don't think that code applies to me. I don't create content. I don't do any of that. I'm not competing. Now, if you guys want to race building something or doing some maintenance on a vehicle or something, changing out a fucking garbage disposal, I'll take you down. I'll take you downtown all day and all night. But as far as this shit goes, nah. Anyway. Well, congratulations, Miss Joe. Great grandmas are awesome. My great grandmother taught me at a very young age how to make scrambled eggs and also how to till a garden. She had a huge garden and she had a tiller, and it was one of those tillers that it was motorized, but you like stood on the back of it and tilled the garden. It was like the mule and the tiller thing, only it had a motor for the mule. My grandparents thought I was going to kill myself on that thing, tilling the garden. I loved that shit. Yeah, Granny could do no wrong in my book ever. So anyway, little trip down memory lane. Colfax, North Carolina, for all you doctors out there. That's where my great grandmother lived and grew up in the pre-Depression United States of America. She was 2 years old when the Titanic sank. Wait a minute, she might have been 4. I don't know, somewhere in there. That was a long, long time ago. I can't believe that there aren't people these days that say that the Titanic was fake. Didn't happen. Because that could never happen on a flat Earth. Flat Earth has no depth. The whole idea is dumb. Man, you guys are a talkative bunch. Either that or I'm that boring. Or my chat's frozen or something. I don't know. Let me check this on my other device. Maybe I'm just that boring. No. Or, yeah. I'm not sure. So, anywho. Yeah. Crazy day yesterday. Crazy day. Hashtag cancel Connie, by the way. Friendly reminder. Oh, man. I think maybe I'm awake early because I didn't get my normal boring weather talk in on Lady Di's channel last night. She booted me. I've been excommunicated from the Church of Di. The Church of Latter-day Aints. Or Taints. However you want to look at it. Yeah, Pyrenees are beautiful dogs. I miss him. I really do. That dog was a fucking nutcase, but he was my special nutcase. Voodoo and I mean, I know it sounds horrible, but Abby is a wonderful dog when she's not doing terrible things, which isn't often because she spends a lot of time sleeping, and begging for anything other than dog food. But, sometimes she's nasty. But, but yeah, she's on up there in years, and we've been talking about, uh, what are we going to do afterwards? Because we both love dogs. value their companionship and what they bring to our, you know, daily lives and all of that good stuff and jazz. And we can't decide what kind of canine we might want to get. She thinks that she wants a big dog. I love big dogs, um, but I don't think she's prepared for a big dog. I really don't. Um, we have space and all of that. It's just, you know, I don't know. She's never had big dogs, so it can be, it can get to be a bit much, you know, especially, especially every big dog that I've had. And don't get me wrong, I spoiled the shit out of my dogs. Every dog I've ever had. Hey, Night Owl, thanks for coming by. Um, but it wasn't me that allowed, say, Gigi wasn't necessarily a big dog, but she was, you know, good size, you know, 70, 80 pound dog. I'm not the one that let her take over the couch, you know. And when I got Harvey, I'm not the one that let him take over the couch, you know, and furniture and spaces and things. And, you know, with big dogs, little dogs, it's like, okay, I can accept that they're just going to take that little corner of that chair. That's their little corner. And I sit with them and I do that. When you have a big dog, like, as soon as they claim something, it's theirs. And, you know, there's really no going back. Um, and it's not just that, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know if she's prepared. Blue Eyes, I would love to have a couple of Dobermans. Um, yeah, a really close friend of mine in junior high and high school had, she had a Doberman and a German Shepherd. Heidi and Bria were their names. And those dogs were the best dogs ever. And I would love to have a pair of uh, orange Dobermans or red Dobies, whichever color they are. But it's a lot. And I don't even consider those dogs big. I mean, those are big dogs. Like Harvey was a big dog, but Harvey was not the biggest dogs I've had. I'm into mastiffs. I've had a bull mastiff, and I had a mastiff Dane mix, Duke and Bruce. Those are big dogs, you know. And there's a, like I said, there's a lot that goes into them, and then there's also a lot of heartbreak that goes into it. You know, when they get older, they start getting sick, and if, you know, they start getting, things go wrong with them, like their hips and you know, Duke. One time he, well, I say one time, at the end of his life, he actually slipped and fell and broke his hips, and yeah, that was that was a lot to deal with. It cost a lot of money, and the dog was a trooper, but I think he was in a lot of pain, you know, the last year of his life. And, you know, you just kind of question as to whether or not it's really worth it. But, you know, I mean, when he's still just happy as hell to see you every day, and the fucking dog doesn't even go to the bathroom, even though his goddamn hip is broken, you know, in the house, um, even though he could, and nobody would care, uh, you know, you tell yourself you keep going for them and stuff. But so my brother just got one of those dogs. It's still a puppy, big lug head. Yeah. Hey, Aussie Mando. Hey, Blues. How you doing, man? Yeah, yeah. I love them. I really do. They're great dogs. Excellent disposition. You know, very loyal, protective, and like I said, just all around good dogs. I love them. Oh yeah, I know it, man. She just doesn't get me, dude. Like, uh, no, I don't know. I was, I guess I was being a dick. I get, I get banned. I get banned. Everybody bans me. Hmm, I don't, I don't know why. Uh, I don't know. She said, she goes, I don't like you. No, and that's why you're banned for life. And I was just trying to be helpful. I don't, I don't know. No worries, Blues. I understand, dude. And yeah, she'll ban you. Don't, I'll take one for the team, man. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be all right. She's got an agenda, and she doesn't need me coming around there and cracking lighthearted jokes. You know what I'm saying? That she does not need to even think about smiling at all. That chick's got some serious businesses to take businesses. She got some serious business to take care of. Blue eyes. I hope it calms down a little bit. What's that? The YouTubes? There's no. If you're talking about YouTube, there ain't no way it's gonna calm down. We're we're in the height of hurricane season. No offense, Tonic. Um, and uh, it's the holiday. The holidays are coming. It's gonna get crazy. You know, it's gonna get crazy as shit. You know, there's going to be Amazon wish lists and begging and grifting and backstabbing and debauchery and uh, football games and I don't even know, lovers quarrels and spats, court dates and lawsuits and cooking videos and memes galore. There's going to be all kinds of that stuff. All kinds of that stuff. We'll be talking about this shit for years. There's an election coming up at, at some point. I think somewhere in there. I'll tell you what. I think I want to go to the state fair this year. I don't. I don't think I'll live stream it. I might take some video, some pictures, but I want to go. I haven't been. I couldn't tell you the last time. Maybe 1988. I think was the last time I've been to the State Fair of Texas. Yeah, yeah, I was a kid. Back then, I was a little bastard. I didn't care for the state fair because the rides weren't as good as Six Flags. Even though some of them would make you puke just the same. And I remember my parents bitching because they'd say, "We come all the not my parents, my grandparents. We brought you all the way down here, and you don't like it. It's just as expensive as Six Flags." The reason I haven't been to the fair in so long is because it's so fucking expensive. It just seems like a waste of money for the heartache and the hassle. But from what I hear, it's changed a lot over the years, other than being expensive. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Knowing me, I'll probably put it off till next year, or the next year after that, or the next one after that. Somehow I doubt I'll be laying on my deathbed saying, I really wished I'd have gone to the state fair back in 2023, 4 or 5. Uh, I could be wrong though. Who knows? Well, it's 3:17 a.m. where I'm at. Well, I guess I'm just gonna say some shit that I wanted to say. Uh, Abe, you're a fucking creepy whack job, dude. I think you. I think Rick Crude is right about Lady Di and your relationship. I think that I think she's a lonely, desperate woman, 74 years old, on the internet. I think she does throw her money around to try to buy friends. I think I think it's sad. It's most certainly pathetic. And Abe, I think you're fucking. I think you're a real piece of shit for taking advantage of her. Uh, Even if she did ask your dumb fucking ass to come onto this platform to white knight for her, I think I think you're actually more pathetic and sad than she is. I think Rick Crude is 100% right about you two fucking knuckleheads. I could be wrong though. Uh, Die. I can't say I'm shocked at your behavior. What I can say is though, is as old as you are, and I don't give a fuck about how ornery you are or have been over your decades and decades and decades on this planet. You too have got some vices and some things that you indulge in and have indulged in throughout your life that have probably been detrimental to your character and your being and your life. Now, I see people attacking you for all kinds of shit from all different directions. Yep, sure do. I see a lot of people getting attacked from all different directions for a lot of fucking things. But every time the words, that person is just a drunk, comes out of your mouth, you show just how fucking small and pathetic you really are. And I don't give a fuck how many goddamn fake badges and patches that effeminate little shithead boy, Abe, puts up on your fucking behalf. That lady die, that kind of shit right there is what diminishes you as a person and tarnishes any fucking thing that you've done for yourself, for your community, and for your friends. It makes you a shitty fucking person. I don't know why in the fuck people have this need for this online validation. The Lady Di, you spent the last 3 nights, well, really a couple of weeks that I've been listening. Who knows really how long, other than people that were actually friends to you, including Blue Eyes, who's not wrong in the way that she looks at friends versus acquaintances, internet versus face to face real life. She's absolutely not wrong in that. But you have been complaining and complaining and complaining about how these people are backstabbing you and not your fucking friends. And you don't just turn around and stab them in the back. You've been doing every fucking thing behind the scenes for a hell of a lot longer with that little mealy mouthed worm of yours, just so you could do what you did the other night and throw them all out on their asses and point and say, I told you so. And then you probably even had the wherewithal and the gall to sit there and wonder why the fuck Katie would get down and a little bit dirty with you and tell you to put your fucking teeth in and change your shitty fucking diaper. Now, to me, that just screams that you are not thinking clearly. But again, I could be wrong. You went and contacted a mentally unhinged lunatic who probably lost his job due to who knows how many fucking reports of misconduct. And his superiors used COVID-19 as a fucking excuse to get rid of his ass. You went and contacted this nut job and asked him to come to YouTube and white knight for you. Those words are out of your fucking mouth directly to me at his direction. What has it been, guys? 2 weeks ago on Lady Dot on your own fucking panel. It is what it is, right? Isn't that what y'all are always saying? So, you know, either everything that comes out of your mouths is a lie, just like everybody says, or you were lying then. Which is it? Actually, don't even bother answering that fucking question because I don't give a shit. I really don't. Ugh. Robert, good to see you. Been listening to Fuckleberry and Lisa B 2.0. Um, I, don't, I know Huckleberry, but I don't know Lisa B. You know what's fucked up, man? Really, I came over into this community or these communities, whatever, for kind of a break from true crime and all that shit. Uh, not gonna not gonna lie though, it has been a nice break. This place, believe it or not, is one of the nicer places uh, on YouTube. I know y'all are like, Bedtime Clown has lost his motherfucking mind. Uh, yes, I have lost my mind. Uh, yeah, that's a story for another day. Uh, hey, Wicked Moon, how are you doing, lovely lady? Hope all is well with you. Mm, I'm just here, struggling to make it to 4 a.m. or 4:30 to go get ready for dun 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 work. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, I love what I do. Um, I love working with my hands. I love making shit. Uh, I just love it. Sometimes I cuss at it and I want to throw things. I'm a little exhausted, Wiccan. Thank you. Um, I'm a little exhausted. Um, I've been tired all week, and it's only Wednesday. Um, and I don't know if y'all do this daylight savings time bullshit over in the UK, but I think y'all do, but I am dreading it this year. And my goddamn internal clock is going the wrong fucking direction. Like it's going, like I'm gonna be fucked off by 2 hours this time because I keep waking up like really fucking early. Or wait, maybe that's the right direction. I can't remember. Either way, that bullshit needs to go the fuck away. That's the way I feel about it. Come at me, bros. What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah. So Lady Di, you know, I I, I kind of understand or try to empathize with the fact that you're basically now standing all alone with Abe. You possibly paid him to do what he's doing. He's done exactly what everybody's accused him of doing, which is driving a wedge between you and all of your quote unquote friends. You have run everybody off um, who seem to have given a shit about you. Um, and all for what? I mean, he's possibly taking advantage of you monetarily and emotionally. How does that make you feel? I remember when I remember when I had to take my grandfather's keys away from him. Um, my grandmother was fucking furious. She was fucking furious. But my grandfather was he had already suffered several mini strokes. Um, was battling a brain aneurysm drank like a fish, and was in the beginning stages of dementia and Alzheimer's. Now, my grandmother had never driven a day in her life, and my mom was robbing them blind. We're both only children. Uh, and yeah, I was faced with the choice of whether or not I was going to take the keys because I had seen him. Uh, well, I had seen him on the road, and it wasn't good. And that wasn't the first time I had seen him on the road, and it wasn't good. So I kind of, in a way, Lady Di, I can understand your frustration at, say, people calling your daughter and your son-in-law. I hear a lot of talk in your diet, your diatribes that you go on about your freedom. You seem to be very sensitive about your age and your cognitive abilities and all of that. I get that. I think that one thing with age that somebody in Lady Di's position feels that they don't have to consider how it looks to the rest of us because, well, first off, the rest of us aren't in their shoes, and second off, fuck the rest of us because they're older than us. To that I say, but for the grace of God, there go I. Um, but I'm still well within my right to call Abe out for being a predatory piece of shit, and I will continue to do so because he is a predatory piece of shit. Your fucking wrenches and your language and your beliefs, they don't mean two fucking fucks to me, Abe and Lady Di. He's banned in here. I really just hope and pray that you stay safe, that you hold on to your money, and that you don't let that little beady-eyed fucker get you so goddamn worked up that you fucking keel over and end up in the hospital or worse. You know? Because he seems to enjoy winding you up. He seems to really love it. And in my opinion, that's a sick, twisted motherfucker. And that's what I have to say about that. Not that anybody asked. So yeah, what's his fuck? Diablo's E-Beggars, or whatever the fuck his name is. You were asking me yesterday about what dumpster fire do you provide? Well, that's the dumpster fire of your life, my friend. Ain't nothing cryptic about that. You come on here and you talk all your fucking shit. You talk about, oh, you'll kill the motherfucker. You get drunk. You make an ass out of yourself. You do this. You do that. You know all the shit you fucking do. I feel sorry for your old lady, and I feel sorry for you, but I don't feel too sorry for you because I know goddamn good and well you wouldn't even say one inkling of anything close to what you say online to a CO if you were still in the military. You wouldn't even say it to your fucking fellow soldiers. They'd beat the fuck out of you, son. They would beat the fucking living fuck out of you. And you know it. Good morning, Rob. Miss Joe. Exactly. And Connie. Really, what's left to say about that piece of shit? Hashtag cancel his ass. That's all I can say. Hell, cancel me. Yeah, Rob, you posted that. You posted that picture of that old boy that fell down. I was looking at it hours later after I'd said about the handrails, and I thought, is this like a trick question? Is this some fucking frauditor bullshit going on? Don't tell me this old man is faking falling down. Anywho, that's not what was happening, obviously. Uh, yeah, ADA rules. Fucking handrails. Good morning, Bam Bam. Bam, do you feel like coming up on panel? If you do, I'll put the link down again. It's 9:38 in the morning where you are. I do too. I do too. Blue eyes. I do too. It's fucking disgusting. It's just um, and I love how they talk to you and act like you haven't done these things in your life. Uh, Hang on a second. Let me bring Bam up. Don't porn bomb me, lady.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I've been on everyone else's panel. I'm a bit of a panel whore recently, aren't I? So can't very well say no to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm going to change the name to panel whore.
Well, if you wait long enough, somebody will do that for you.
Yeah. I've been on 3 different panels this week. I've been like 3 years and I don't go anywhere. This week I'm everywhere.
Mm.
So what's going on?
Oh, nothing. I woke up a little early this morning, a couple hours early.
Yeah.
I was cold. It's getting colder. It's getting cold here.
Don't even talk about it. I mean, I was shivering yesterday. I'm like, I'm going to have to start putting this fucking heating on. So,
Well, we're not quite there yet because it's still getting up like in the 90s during the day, but at
mm,
night it's getting down in the 60s, and so we've still got the air conditioner like, it's on, but it's not running. But I
mm,
don't know. I just woke up this morning and I was cold and I couldn't get snuggled back in.
yeah, I woke up. Fluky woke me up. I don't know what kind of noises he was making, but I couldn't go back to sleep. I'm like, fuck it, I'll get up for a bit and then see if I can maybe kick off, go back to sleep in a few hours' time. Who knows? I'm wide awake now anyway.
Yeah, same here. I was gonna try to come on and have OBS up and do StreamYard at the same time, but I got frustrated with it. And,
OBS, is that like a connection, talk through connection thing? Like a StreamYards
yeah,
type thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Only you can play like videos in the background and
Yeah,
add
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
and all that kind of
That's
shit.
what Les had. Cindy gave her that. It was like I think it was about £1,000 worth of stuff Cindy had given her.
Good lord.
Yeah, but Les never got round to working it out. Move,
Mm.
yo! Who woke me up making stupid fucking noises? So yeah, I thought he was going to be sick, and there's nothing will wake me up faster than a dog. You know?
You start hearing that retching. It's like, oh fuck no.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Forget your sore back. Forget your sore
Yep.
leg. Your
Forget all of
bum
that.
toe.
Forget all of that shit. You are
Yep.
out of there. Yep. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But he didn't, and he was just being stupid. Like, do you need toilets? And he goes, do you need a toilet fluke? For fuck's sake, I'm wide awake now.
You know, a cat, like, okay, so you know how a cat will lick their chest,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
They'll sit with their back straight up and they'll sit on their rear haunches and
Mm.
they'll look straight down at their legs and they'll lick their fucking chest. Well, that makes almost the same sound if you hear it without, any other sounds going on. I used to have this fucking cat, that motherfucker. He had to sleep with me and my ex. Like, he wouldn't go sleep anywhere else. He would sleep right in between us.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd hear that fucking sound of him
Yeah.
licking his chest, and I'd open my eyes and go, "What the
That
fuck is
yak yak
fucking
sound.
wrong with you?" And then he'd just be looking at me, just sitting straight up like that, like, "Woke you up, motherfucker."
The bastards are there's a poor guy on here. I mean, it makes me howl every time I see it. It's Frenchie.
Yeah.
Used to wake up during the night.
Mm.
So he puts a camera on it. And this fucker's go berserk. In the pitch black during the middle of the night. This guy's trying to sleep. The next thing it's trying to hump him.
Oh my god.
And you see his eyes open. You know how the eyes glow in these nighttime cameras?
Mm.
See this guy open his eyes. What the fuck is this bastard doing now? But yeah, I'm thinking of getting one in here so I can watch this little creep and see what he's up to. Because honestly, one of these days he's going to go through that door like a football into my foot. I get no peace with him. None. He's just completely taken over the house. He's a little shit. I'm fed up with him. I love him millions, but he's a little bastard. And that's all I got to say about that.
Robert, good night, man. You have a good day too, dude, and we'll talk to you soon. Rob, I can't. Do I have any mods in here? I don't think I have any mods in here. Well,
Oh, excuse me. Has there been any rebel trouble?
Too Tall Rob, he's got a channel. And let me tell you about Rob real quick. He's got a channel called Too Tall Rob Live. You can find it. He does. He's got a camera on his porch where he feeds these critters, the critter cam,
Cool.
raccoons and cats and birds and all kinds. Because I think he lives in the Midwest. I believe he's up in Kansas somewhere near around there, and so they've got lots of critters up there. A bunch of different stuff that like I don't have here in Texas, or at least where I live. But yeah, he's got snacks that he puts out for them, and he runs it all night and most days. But it's a pretty interesting watch. It's my one of my favorite. I love the raccoon and Patches, Patches the patchouli cat that comes by. That cat and that raccoon, sometimes they get into it. It's pretty fucking funny. but but no, as far as Rebel trouble, I don't know. He's really upset because the past couple of days nobody's been paying attention to him. Of course,
Mm,
he's upset about that.
he ticked
So
me off with these legal threats because it's like, over here, if you go for a job, I don't mean a McDonald's job, something with a career.
mm,
They'll run you through your social media.
yeah,
If you want to teach or what, you got to be careful what goes on your social media.
yeah, they'll do it here
So,
too.
well, yeah, even him saying things like, "Yeah, I'm going to take you all to court." Someone that's going for a job, maybe teaching or what, bang, that's it. That they're instant. We're not even going to bring you back for a second interview. So
Mm.
he don't realize the strength of the shit that he's saying.
Oh no,
And
he
it's,
absolutely realizes it.
well,
You know,
yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, come on then, fucking try it. Because you know me, clown. You know some of the people that I know. And if he pushes me too far, I'm going to speak to them. I'm getting really fucking sick of this asshole targeting me for what? Sitting talking about something that's got fuck all to do with him. And then like the witch is getting taken to court and Wiccans going to court and I'm going to court and I'm going to prison and Voodoo's going to prison and he's going to dox her. And it's like, you know what? Maybe you
yeah.
need we slap around and shut you the fuck up.
Mhm. Well, people have been saying that about him for years. And
What age is this wanker?
33 or 34. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to, just try to write him off and say, he's just a retard on the internet, which he is,
Mm,
but you're not wrong um, in what you say about social media and all of that.
mm,
There's a lot of retards on the internet that have a way larger, you know, more volatile presence online than he does, and saying that kind of shit, yeah, it could absolutely cause somebody to have some kind of problems or whatever. But when you're in a situation, if you're in a situation like what he's in, and completely destitute and desperate on top of that, he doesn't give two flying fucks about anybody else. That's what he says about everybody else. Well, nobody gives a fuck about anybody, and it's all this poor me fucking syndrome. And what he really doesn't see is that he is the creator of his own prison.
mm-hmm.
He claims that he loves his mother. He hates her guts. Uh, Same thing with the grandmother. He claims, "Oh, my dead grandmother. They're bashing on my dead grandmother." He hated his dead grandmother. Couldn't stand her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's on video of leaving her in a fucking nursing home before she died, and some of her last words to him, and this was live online, were, "I hate you, Costa."
Lovely.
Yeah,
Really nice. Well, I hope that, God forbid, that I never have a relationship like that with Forrest. But, it's like I say, clown, there's nothing wrong with people making money on YouTube, right? But make sure you're making it properly. If you're putting a bit of content out, make sure you're being authentic. Make
mm,
sure that you're not plagiarizing anybody else, and you're not taking qualifications that you haven't got and placing those on your own head and saying, yeah, this is what I am, and I'm going to tell you about this murder and rape. It's like, no, that's not cool. But if you do want to make content, you can make a bit of money.
mm,
But just to come on and say, oh, right, well, I want everyone to give me money. Well, we all fucking do. Like I said, I would sleep with my camera on. If I thought people would give me money for sleeping on cam. But it's not the way it works. You got to earn
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I'm just grateful that I have a job, and I
Hmm.
still, have my physical, and mental.
You don't have your mental faculties, love, but you've got your
Well,
physical.
yeah, I may not have my mental faculties, but I've still got my physical faculties that
Yes, yes, you can still walk, but your mental health is gone.
yeah. But I'm
Like,
I'm very grateful for it, and I don't want anything off of the people on YouTube. I'm very appreciative of my subscribers. I won't even call them subs. I feel like that's demeaning to people,
oh,
but
well, I
uh,
don't mean to be demeaning when I call everyone my guys. I don't mean that at all. But
that's different. That's different. My guys is different, and
you know, we
it also depends on the context. But a lot of people just throw that around and then they throw their cash app in and yeah,
yeah.
whatever. You know
No,
what goes. You know what goes on. Everybody knows what goes on.
I never do that. I don't.
Mm.
We'll put the PayPal in, but it's not like oh, there's someone you come in quick, give them the PayPal. We don't work like that. So,
Yeah.
what have you thought of the revelations over this week? Pretty
Which
crazy stuff, eh?
which ones? What are we talking about here?
The Randy, Sin, me,
Oh, oof.
yeah,
I mean, I am just. I want to say I'm shocked, but I'm not.
yeah,
I'm really not. It's heartbreaking. It really is because and I appreciate you coming out and telling that story too because um, you know, I don't. Voodoo and I are very involved in each other's lives. You know what I
hmm,
mean? Like, I can't really say 9 times out of 10 we're sitting directly across from each other when we're both online because sometimes she's either at work or vice versa, and we're not actually physically together in the room, and we're not always in the same streams at the same time. Good morning, Lolisa. How are you doing? Um, but that whole rebel thing, I don't tell her what to do or what not to do, other than to say, be careful. You can probably attest to that.
hmm.
I don't boss her at all, and she doesn't boss me much. No, I'm just poking fun. But but so you telling that story, gives a gives a real human aspect to this shit because anybody can fall for these fucking psychopaths, you
Yep,
know, um, and the kind of shit that they can pull in your life, um, and the kind of hurt that they can actually cause.
right.
Um,
That's why I'm so abrupt. I'm like, oh, I've got qualifications. I got but I got taken in. Oh, I'm having a nervous breakdown.
yeah,
Yeah. If they can get past me, it's like,
yeah,
wow, how the fuck did I not see that coming?
yeah,
But no, I didn't. Yeah, and it really does. It drips on you slowly, like Chinese, whispers, and you don't realize that it's happening until
yeah.
it's happened.
That's right.
That's it. That's the whole problem. You're in it before you
Yep,
realize that this shit can actually happen.
yep, 100%. And
Uh huh.
that's that's uh, that's the way it went with me and Voodoo and Rebel,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
she gave him a hell of a lot more of a chance, or I say more of a chance, longer than I did,
Mhm.
um, because she genuinely thought that she was helping him, and he just like many other people in the community, he was trying to prey upon that, and so just like with Sin and you, it was, and just like Saskia was saying, every time something got brought up, it was just another excuse, another excuse,
Yeah.
another excuse.
That's why I was so abrupt with to you about him. It was a completely different scenario, but it
Uh-huh.
was the same. It
Yep.
was getting something out of you.
Yep.
Um,
it's predatory, is what it is. At the end of the
that's what
day,
Witch is saying. Witch is saying it's predatory, and
yep,
Randy and Uber don't seem to think that there was um, a sinister wish for the outcome. But I really can't see what anything else could be. There's no other outcome that she could wish for than to tip someone over the edge where they actually finish themselves. And that's why I keep saying, she nearly pushed me to commit suicide. So,
yeah,
you know, what can your reason to do that be? Whenever she did the same with Randy, she told Randy there was 11 million coming, and all Randy's problems was over, and Jimmy could retire, and they didn't need to worry about money anymore, and blah blah blah. And yeah, it's all fucking nonsense. And there's Randy was like, yeah, but this might be doable even after what had happened to me.
mm,
This is how she can do it.
hmm,
Randy's like, well, maybe what happened to Bam was one off, and maybe it'll really happen to me.
right.
But you really believe that?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, exactly. It's it was just the thought for her of the money. It's almost like too bad, so sad, Bam. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's that's how fucked up it is. Um, really, what Voodoo and I were debating was, and I know you disagree, but I know you know where I'm going to go with this too. Was
Oh God, where are we
our
going?
our debate was that I was saying that Sin is mentally ill, and she was saying no,
No,
absolutely not.
no.
And uh, that's why I made the comment I made about, well, if she was running around clubbing baby seals and kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it, you would call her mentally ill. Um, I really feel like what you just said about her not considering, or maybe she does consider the consequences, but they don't mean anything to her. They don't hold any weight, because a person that's, to me, she's addicted to what she gets out of it in the immediate, right? In the present. That's what I've struggled with in my addictions. There is no thought or weight given to what the consequences are to anyone else, or
Mm,
including yourself
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
in the moment. Um, that's kind of why I feel the way that I feel. Now, you and Voodoo, oh, I better be careful what I say here, or Rebel's really going to freak out. Um, you've got credentials in this shit. Uh,
Mm,
Voodoo is not an uneducated woman by any stretch
mm.
of the
Nope.
imagination, and she's got oodles and oodles of experience, and so do I, right? And we have obviously polar opposite opinions on say a scenario like Sin or maybe Rebel, but you know, to me, I look at it and go, how could she not be addicted to her own selfishness, right? Via um, a mental illness of some sort. But I guess what Voodoo was trying to say to me was that I guess that the I guess the malevolence behind it sort of diminishes
Yeah.
mental illness, which I still haven't fully wrapped my head around, because I have a question of the malevolence myself, because
Oh,
I
there
look
is malevolence there, Colin. There definitely is. There's a
see
lot.
right, and I look at the malevolence and I think to myself, well, the malevolence is an indicator of the illness, of an illness, not the illness, an illness. I don't know what illness. If you want to call it evil, if you want to call it, I mean, whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
But look, again, I'm a welder. I'm not a fucking psychologist. So
No, but
you know,
I don't. There's nothing that I can put my hand on or pull out and say, well, yes, it could be this and it could be this could be indicative of this illness. It makes me think that there could be this in the background that maybe causes this depression where she tries to bring herself up by making herself feel, but there isn't anything like that. It's well thought of. And the lies just, and I mean, these aren't lies that you'll go, eh? These are very believable lies.
Yeah.
There's an excuse for everything. And I really do remember this. I heard her flicking around bits of paper. I could hear paper. And I've often wondered, was she writing it down? Was she actually writing stuff down?
Could have been.
Yeah, so that when I was saying, look, I really need to speak with this solicitor, or there's no paperwork has come, or these paperwork hasn't come, there was always something she could refer to that was true and it was factual. And I could say, well, okay, the solicitor is real. They're really handling this. Um, yeah. So I often, I think it's cruelty, Clown. I really do. I think there's an element of jealousy with everyone. It might have been Randy's life and Randy's marriage. It might have been me, the way I look and my background that was real with, the music industry. Um, B was very, very well loved and well thought of. So could it be some type of jealousy where that jealousy makes you want to hurt that person? I really don't know.
Well, what is it called? What is it called when a person? And I mean, maybe I'm not thinking of jealousy in the right way, but or the definition of jealousy in the right way. I'm putting well, of course, it's always going to have a negative connotation to it, but I'm getting the sense that she'll do whatever it takes to be a part of, right? So for acceptance, and for people call it these days, they call it clout chasing or whatever.
Mm.
Um, that's the feeling I get out of that story, is that, and I see the same thing with Rebel. Like, he's
Mm.
so desperate, like it's this desperation to be a part of and to be accepted, um, that he and Sin as well are willing
She
to
never
do.
really had to do that though, Colin. She was accepted easy enough.
Yeah, but you know yourself, that's not good enough for some people.
Mm. Yeah,
You
she had like
do
she
you
did
do
want to be at the top table. She definitely did want to be
right.
my right hand guy.
From the way that they look at it, right? It seems to me that the reason it's not good enough to just be themselves and be accepted for who they are, and them accept that, right, is because to them, they know what they're doing and they're saying, and the way they're acting and all of that. They know it's fraudulent. Where the way that they're looking at it, and they're seeing you and me or Voodoo or whoever else it is, our authenticity looks so natural. It's coveted, it's wanted.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and when those two um, worlds, I guess, collide, right? Those two ideologies, or whatever you want, whatever the word I'm struggling for is here, when those two collide, it's a natural opposition. It causes people like you and me to side eye, and they sense that side eye. And so what happens when the side eye comes is then the stories get more grandiose. The love bombing and that kind of shit, it gets harder. It like, when I say harder, I mean it increases in frequency. That kind of shit. You know what I mean? They struggle harder to be accepted. I don't know what adjective I'm looking for to describe this other than batshit fucking crazy. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
You can go with batshit crazy. You can be crazy without being insane. You know,
Okay.
you can be crazy without a bunch of pills and a label and all the rest of it. Without medication, you can be crazy without all of that.
Yeah. Well,
But for her to treat all of us the way that she did and then do it all over again,
yeah.
it just goes to show that there's a level of cunning and a level of um, making that decision to do it,
Uh-huh.
and knowing that it's going to hurt. And in the meantime, going to all of the trouble to hide things, to lie about things, to make cover-ups, false proof. So I do think that she's bad. I do think that she's just a bad person that wants to hurt someone. And I don't know, maybe someone taking themselves out will give her this like power to herself where she thinks this is how powerful she is, this is what she can do. I really don't know. I've never come across anything like this before. I've come across lies and I've come across, fantasists,
Uh-huh.
but I've never come across something as dangerous as this where it's a friend and they wait until that friendship's established and then they start to drop these big giant clangers into the friendship.
Uh-huh.
Never seen that before. I'm sure it's happened, but I've just never seen it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Bam. I mean, those are my thoughts on it. It broke my heart to hear it, but I can't say I'm shocked.
Mm,
I can't say I'm shocked.
no, no. And to hark at me, as I say, I'm always going, I've done qualifications. And then, I fell for it. So
Yeah.
be careful. Because if someone like that can get, granted, I was in a very, very vulnerable position in my life. There was a lot bad going on in here. But still, with all, I should have seen this coming and ran for the clappers, but I didn't. So more fool to me.
Yeah. Too tall, Rob. Not sure if it's going to be omelets or French toast for breakfast this morning. Any suggestions? Yes, my suggestion is yes. All of it.
Yeah. Yes to both.
Yeah. Yes. Breakfast, yes. But no, we were before you came in. I don't know how much you heard, but we were having a discussion about a couple other Looney Tunes on the internet, on here on
God,
YouTube. Mhm.
you're not friends with these people, are you?
Well, I was trying to be friendly.
Oh, God. You are not going to encourage more crazies to come to my channel, are you?
I didn't encourage the
You
crazies that
fucking
came in.
did. You encouraged Rebel
How did I encourage him?
by talking about me and then falling out with him, and then he comes fighting with me. And now
Oh,
more crazies are going to follow you.
I knew I was going to get blamed for that.
It is your fault he came in shouting at me over you. He didn't say Voodoo Queen's name or Lady Witch's name. He said Cloud.
I
So
know.
it's you.
And what's crazy is I never once mentioned him to you. Not once.
No. But he came in fighting with me anyway, didn't he?
Hmm.
Sitting there like a fucking angel as always. And crazy people coming in threatening me. So who's these crazies that I've got to be on the lookout for now?
You ain't got to worry about that.
Oh, God, I don't like the sound of this. Come on, tell.
Oh, hang on. I was reading Rob's comments. Yeah, I saw the. Oh, I love sandwiches. Who doesn't love sandwiches? I love sandwiches.
I'd like sandwiches if my son didn't eat everything in the house to put into a sandwich. Honestly, Clown, I used to do my grocery shopping once a month,
Yeah,
and now it's starting to get like I was trying to do it every 2 weeks, and now it's like, yep, I'm going to need to order more food, because the child doesn't have any food to eat, and
I know
everything.
shit's expensive over there. It is ridiculous here.
Yeah,
It
but he's
really
eating
is.
for 16 people.
Yeah, he's big.
I got all these things to put in sandwiches for him to take to work. Right, I'm gonna cry. Like, honestly, there was all these packs of ham and what, and I thought, okay, that'll do him, and blah blah blah. Went to make him a sandwich, and there was one pack of ham, and it had been opened. And I'm like, where did all this go?
I
Where
know,
the
man.
fuck did all this go? And you can't tell them off for eating, I can't say, did you eat all of your sandwich ham because you're only supposed to eat that at work? I can't tell him off for being hungry. But my God, he's eating like his fucking legs are hollow. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
So here in the past few months, I've been I've been buying these packages of Oreo cookies, and Voodoo loves Oreos, but she loves the double stuffed Oreos,
Right.
and I will not buy the double stuffed Oreos because I don't like them. I like regular Oreos. And now, if she asks me to buy double stuffed for her, I will. But
Mm.
she that's not what she does, right? She doesn't say, specifically, clown, when you go to the store. Or I'll ask her. I'll say, hey, I'm going to Walmart. Do you want anything? Do you need me to pick anything up? And she'll say, no, I'm fine. I've got everything I need. And I'll go get my Oreos, and I'll make it through like Sunday night. I'll have a couple, and then Monday I'll get home from work and whatever else I got to do, and I'll have a couple, and then Tuesday, Wednesday roll around, and I'll open the package, and I'll look, and I'm like,
Where did they go?
who? Why are there all of these goddamn half-eaten Oreos? Like, she takes them apart, and then, like, I don't know, like, makes like a Big Mac out of them, where it's like three. I don't know what she does. And then all I have is the cookie with no cream.
Yep, that's like Griffin. Yep, like there was one bag of crisps left, and there was nothing, and I'm like, where's all the snacks gone? Because sometimes you don't want to eat warm food. It's like cold, dry food. Great,
Mm,
have a sandwich or have some. I don't eat meat, but even the stuff that I eat, he's eating. It's just like, I don't know. He goes into the kitchen, just go chomp 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 chomp, and comes out. There's nothing left.
well,
Fucking dog runs away as well. Ooh, better run.
look at it right. Take a bite out of the dog. Look at it this way. Maybe he's trying to eat healthy. That's why he's eating your food.
I don't know what he's trying to do, but I opened the fridge and it's like empty. I mean, it's really empty, and he's that cheeky. He's drawn a little face on the back of the fridge, like a crying face because there's no food. It's like, Mom, buy more food.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to do another fucking shop tonight again. I'm soon going to become these bastards' favorite customer. Yeah, they'll put a stick of chewing gum or something in free for me. £100 fucking order. Here, take this chewing gum.
Yeah,
Mm.
kids.
That's what happens when you grow them to 6'6". They never stop.
Yeah, yeah. That's what happens when you feed them.
Mm.
They always know where to come back to.
Yep, yep. Should have starved it when it was little.
I tell you what, I wish. I wish. I sent you that video. I think a couple years ago or a year ago of that wild cat that hangs out.
Yes, it was up the alley. Yes.
Well, There's a reason why we don't have any stray cats around here. I mean,
Oh,
we literally have none.
yeah,
I'm assuming it's because of Big Kitty.
yeah, yeah. Eating them all up. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's not very nice.
Yeah, because the coyotes don't they don't come around now. You'll hear them. You'll hear the coyotes. They'll be off in their little pack, off in the distance, and they'll be out there howling and shit.
Mm.
Uh, you can hear their pups howling and the parents howling and all that, but they don't come around here. That cat, I've seen and heard that cat from time to time. Ever since I sent you that
Are
video,
you
but
suggesting that I feed Griffin to a large cat?
no, no, no. No,
Oh,
I was gonna say what I wished is because I love cats,
yeah.
but I just don't want to deal with the fucking litter box. Like, Voodoo's okay with me, getting a cat if I'll take care of
Mm.
the litter box, and I'll take care of the litter box to an extent, but I would much rather have an outdoor cat. Um,
Mm.
like,
You're kind of on a double-edged sword there.
you know,
Like litter isn't nice. It's not nice. Nobody skips to the litter tray going, "Hooray! I get to empty the litter tray." No one does that unless they are really clinically insane. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Worse than sin. But no, it's not a nice job. But to get the love from a cat is very different from love from a dog, and it's very special. Um, if you these are like wild animals. The Egyptians was the ones that started to domesticate them. They were not ever supposed to be domesticated, and they still do have a lot of their wild traits. And they can cut you up pretty bad. Even an ordinary house cat can do some damage if it wants to. So whenever you've got you make a friend of it, and that animal starts to show you love and affection. If they could do it for you, they would. So that's why you put up with a litter tray, and you know that's just what it takes. But
I
house
go
cats
ahead.
can be pretty good fun.
Oh, I love them. I love them. Every
Mm.
time I hear Bean meow, I just want to pet him and love on him. He probably wouldn't like it, but
No, he would like it. That's his problem because he's so old now, and he really isn't a mess.
mhm,
Um, a lot of people have said to me, "Don't you think it's maybe time now?" And I'm like, "No, he's still alive."
right.
But he's not cleaning himself anymore. He's not grooming himself anymore. So it's not like you can pick him up and cuddle him anymore. If you understand what I mean, he's not clean
Hmm.
anymore. So you can't do that with him. But stroking his head and giving him an ear fuss and he loves that. It's a little bit
Hmm.
of love and affection. But he is like he's lost his mind. You can tell by looking at his eyes. There's nothing there. No,
Uh,
really, his eyes are as black.
that's
Typical YouTuber.
that's my favorite part.
The madness, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, and I love black. I'm so partial to black cats. I don't know why. Some of the best cats I've ever had and gotten along with were black cats. But
Yeah, yeah. He's pure black. He's
mhm,
old guy now, bless him. And I
yeah.
do, God forgive me, but I want him just to go to sleep and not wake up again. I just want him to do that so that he passes in his own home.
Well,
But,
my grandfather, my dad's dad, he was like an animal whisperer.
hmm
When he retired, he he would have squirrels come and get nuts right out of his hands.
yeah,
The fucking squirrels would come up to the back door and like tap on the sliding glass door.
yeah, yeah.
And I mean blue jays and cardinals and I mean but for God, Big Boy was this cat's name. He was a big fat Oreo cat, black and white cat,
hmm
and he lived down the street. And I remember that cat from when I was a kid. I think like 12 years old. Um, for 20 years, that cat, would come down the alley and hang out in Grandma and Grandpa's backyard. He loved Grandpa,
hmm
and but he wasn't Grandpa's cat.
Yeah.
The big boy belonged to an elderly woman down the alley, and after about 10, 15 years, she had passed away. And when she passed away, Big Boy came and lived with Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed by Grandpa, but Big Boy, he was not the type of cat you didn't walk up to him and pet him and love on him. Grandpa didn't even do that, but he slept every night in Grandpa's bed.
Yeah.
You know, it was just crazy, and I loved that cat.
Mm-hmm.
When Grandma would get upset with Grandpa because Big Boy's got to go to the vet, Grandpa was the only person that could pick him up and take him to the vet.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool when
You
you make a bond like that with them.
know,
It's just a shame to see him go down like that. He always had the glossiest, fluffiest coat, and he was always like the one that didn't care. He was like, yeah, you guys are in trouble, and I'm hiding here because I didn't do anything. Because Beam was always a smart, smart, smart one, and to see him go like that, the mind is just gone. Honestly, like if his it wouldn't surprise me if I went down one day and his eyes were spinning in his head. One was looking to the left, and one. He really has he's gone. He's completely gone. They said 2 years. He's senile now. And I went, no, he's not really senile, but he was, and he's just got worse. Bless him. Doesn't know his arse from his tail. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's alive and he can meow.
right?
Yeah, meow 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 meow. Don't stop.
He is a sweet cat. He is a very sweet cat. Did you see Rob's comment? He's has raccoons chilling out watching TV.
Creep.
Rob's probably one of those guys that he's just an animal whisperer. He's got them coming and tapping on his door, waiting to be fed.
I love that. I can't see any of your comments, by the way, guys. So sorry and Lou. Can't see them. Um,
But
I'm in the
yeah,
studio.
I'm not doing a very good job of running the stream. It's early, guys. Please forgive me.
I think everybody's still shell shocked. First of all, we're going to prison, and then we're getting sued, and then I drop a couple of bombshells. So it's like, I wonder what's going to happen this week.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna go have a nice slow day at work. Uh, I'm gonna drill some holes and weld some pieces to metal together, and I'm gonna eat lunch, and I'm gonna listen to some Anthrax and some Pantera and
Sounds
drink some.
relaxing.
Huh? Do I?
Doug like Zara.
Yeah, and check in to channels from time to time, make some snarky, lighthearted comments, and go on about my
Yeah,
day.
well, just don't be waiting up any other crazy people to fucking follow you over to my channel.
Well, I don't understand why people get so mad. Like everybody's got this like chip on their shoulder and this angry disposition, and it's like just take a step back and look at what is being said or whatever.
Yeah, it's all right for you to say that, but I'm sitting live stream going, now Ted Bundy and he did this and he drove a car and he was driving this car this day to go and kill someone. And the next minute there's someone in my chat threatening me. So, yeah, your friends with Clown, we're going to get you. We're going to take your channel down because you bastard, because you're friends with Clown.
Well, that's so fucked up because it's not like I'm running around calling them all dickheads and pieces of
Well,
shit and
maybe
all that
stop with fucking
like they do
snarky
me,
comments then.
huh?
Maybe stop with the snarky comments and winding them up.
Well,
If they're
I
going to
mean,
follow you, let them follow you to your channel. You can sit and get bothered with them instead of bothering all of us.
yeah, I get
Mm,
I get bored when you're not on,
yeah, have to keep a fucking eye on you all day long. Yeah, exactly. Don't sleep, Bam. Just live stream all the time. hmm That's all we need. More fucking crazies. I've just spent several days talking about a crazy. Now you want me to bring more to the channel? It's not going well for me. I think I'm going to have to leave this platform.
I just I don't know. I don't know
Go and
what to
hide out. Go
say.
and hide out incognito in TikTok. It's not me. It's really not me.
Well, I was telling them before you came on. I said, I came over into this community to take a little break,
Yeah.
from true crime and karama and all of that. And I said, even to this day, to be fair, you know, this whole 1A thing and all of the, and the people, I've met some really, really nice, great people over here. I mean, it's some really great creators and some very decent people,
Yes.
And honestly, from Watts Island and True Crime, it's still a respite from from that kind of that side of things.
Oh, I know. It's a fucking
There are
crazy.
def
It's crazy.
there there are definitely some batshit fucking crazy people. Like, holy
Yeah,
cow!
I know.
I mean, and you and I we've been on the internet for a long time, and it's like that's why I say I'm not shocked about sin. But it is shocking, yes, but it's like I can't act surprised because my God, I've seen this shit over and over and over. Not necessarily the scenario, right? But just the
Mm.
fucking craziness.
Oh, the absolute fucking loonies.
Mm,
This is what's happened. We've had a pandemic of loonies that were given Wi-Fi connections and phones.
mhm,
It's like, right, we'll close the asylums down. I know, we'll set them all on the fucking internet.
mhm,
And then you've got idiots like me saying, well, Ted Bundy was driving a car this day, and he drove a car, and he was going to go down and kill a woman, and yeah, bang. Then I go, yeah, that woman looks like she'd want to be my new best friend.
mhm.
But yeah, that's what fucking happens to me. You see, they all zero in on me. They think, oh, she's going to become really important in my life, and I'm going to be so important in hers while I'm running for the hills.
Right.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, well, I'm going to threaten her now for the rest of her life because she doesn't want to be friends with me.
Right.
Meanwhile, they've got fucking mushrooms and all growing out of their heads. They're thinking, oh, yeah, Bam's definitely going to want to have something to do with me.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's crazy.
Tell me fucking about it. Tell me about it. I honestly think that there's some type of magnetic, invisible sign that goes out around the world whenever I log onto YouTube. Where they all just instantly, get drawn to my fucking channel.
Well, they may have a tracker.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't fucking surprise me. She's gone to the toilet. She's going to put the kettle on. She's definitely going to be going live in a minute. We'll all sit here now and going to make up lots of stories about ourselves. Yeah. Joe fucking Elliott's biological child and all the rest of it. Like, what? Where was my head to believe all of that shit?
On Craigslist, we had a woman that was claiming that her husband was the bass player for the Misfits,
Right.
and I mean, just the well, I'll put it this way. I don't think that was a woman at all. I think
Yeah.
I think when she would say her husband, he was really talking about himself, just this lonely old incel fucker on the
I'll
internet.
tell you, there was one worse here. It was a Channel 4 documentary, and it was about really crazy stalkers. Yeah, there was one guy was stalking the Queen. Now get this, he was a heart surgeon, and something happened, and he flipped. It was just that switch. I talk about the kill switch. Well, this was the mad switch, and he started to stalk the Queen of England. And then there was another one who believed, and we've got a DJ here called Mike Reed, And Mike Reed's like, we had a comedy show, Harry Enfield and Friends, and Harry Enfield made these two silly DJs, Smashy and Nicey. You know, it would be, hey Smashy, well, what are we going to play today? Well, Nicey, we're going to play a new song with the word bum not being spoken in it. You know, and they used to
Mhm.
just take the piss, and they were basically based on Mike Reed. That was who Smashy and Lacey were, you know, parodies of Mike Reed. And he's really well known. He did it like a kids' TV show, Saturday fucking show or something, and all the rest of it.
Mhm.
And this woman, now I don't know, there was a lot of things wrong with her. You could tell by looking at her, she was barking mad. You know, really short, cropped suede head, blonde hair, bleached blonde suede heads, and Mike Reed dark glasses. And she used to go around town, but like pretty overweight and what have you, walking into shops telling people she was married to Mike Reed. That was her husband. And what there was like one guy was a barber, and he was like, "Oh, is that really your husband?" And as she started to talk, you could see the expression on this guy's face change, and he starts to get terrified of her. But the camera crew's there, and they say to her, "Do you want to sing anything for Mike?" Because he's had her in court like several times, and she still won't fucking stop. And she started to bark like a dog.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just started to bark the whole way through the song. This was for Mike Reed. And I remember going, ha ha ha, see, that's what they get. Because I know about the entertainment industry, and it's really fucking terrible, and it's really bad. And then, well, bang, what happens? I come on, you're true. And mine are worse. Mine don't bark, they ribbit. But yeah, I must try and find a clip of that and send it to you, because it's pretty fucking serious. But that's the level of insanity that we've got going on here at the minute. They do need to start moderating this thing, all joking aside. They really do, because it's not getting out of hand. It's out of hand now.
Well, I thought uh, I've only got a couple of minutes left here, but I thought they had. I thought they had like a gold star moderator program thing here, but I guess you gotta. I don't know. You gotta where they pay people to moderate, but I guess you gotta have a channel that's probably got millions of subs or whatever.
It's
Um,
still not going to stop loonies getting near you, though. It's still not going to stop you being stalked,
yeah, that's true.
because it's your real life that they go for.
Hmm.
You know, and until the internet stops allowing people that abuse it to access it, this kind of shit's going to keep on happening.
Yeah,
And that's what I mean. They need to take responsibility for it now. You know, if you want to look up someone's address, you need to have a pretty fucking valid reason for wanting to do it.
here I'm gonna let Rob for a couple minutes.
Well, I'll go. Let you get off. Right, everybody in chat. Hello and goodbye. Call
All
out.
right,
I'll
Bam.
text you on WhatsApp.
Thanks
See
for
you later
coming
on.
up and keeping me company. Love you much. We'll
I
see you
love you
soon.
millions. See you later, honey. Bye
All
bye.
right,
Bye.
bye. What's happening, Rob?
Hey, I see you now. Where you at? There you are. Okay.
What's happening? What's happening?
Senior moment. I was trying to see what was her Bam Bam? What was that
Mm,
lady's name?
yeah, Bam Bam.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought I'd come up and say hey for a minute.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good
Uh,
morning.
yeah. Uh, man, got some good sleep yesterday evening. Fuck, I just took the night off, slept all night. Had company come over. Got to fix breakfast here. What, an hour and a half?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got to get ready for work myself. But yeah, man, I seen that picture you posted a couple weeks ago, and first thing I seen, I said,
Yeah.
"Well, fuck, there ain't no damn handrails."
Yeah. That's the second time that man. I wasn't there the first time, but he needed an ambulance that time, and I met him afterwards. And he's in the same veteran housing program thing I'm in.
Yeah.
Took 4.5 years for my landlord to put a handrail up on the property I rent. It took 4.5 years for HUD to inspect the property and go, hey, this thing needs a fucking handrail back there.
Yeah, but
You know,
you know what's fucked up about that is if you
I mean,
own.
hang on, hang on. This is 1.5 years ago that landlord was informed when you
Yeah,
rent with HUD, 2 steps, a handrail.
handrail,
That man
yeah.
has 90 units. He refuses to put handrails up over those apartments. I used to
Mm.
live over there. Had a friend fell off and broke her neck.
God
I
damn.
know another veteran that I had to call an ambulance for after he come off those steps.
Mm.
The second time Merlin come off them steps, he called me to help him, and he was fucked up. I was like, dude, you're going to the hospital. Either you go or I'm calling the ambulance.
Yeah,
You know, he said, go ahead and call him. I was all right.
but you know, you go out there and you try to do anything if you owned that property, and the goddamn city will be out there in about 2 fucking seconds telling you they're gonna fine you for this and shut this
Oh
off
yeah,
and that off and all
dude.
that shit. And,
I moved to this house. I wasn't here 2 months, and I had a citation from the city for. I had a car for sale, expired tag. uh, there's a tire that would go not flat but low. It looked flat, until you
mm,
walked up on it and seen it wasn't down sitting on the rim. It was sitting there with 11 pounds of air.
yeah,
You could drive to the gas station, put more air in it. But had one of them tickets from the city, and by the time I got done with court, uh, there was so many procedure violations with this lady of due process of notifying me to mow the yard, you know, no notifications to remedy the issues, just bam. That's guy,
mm,
why is this female code inspector having to use a couple of boys from the lawn mowing crew, take them away from their job to back her up while she knocks on the door and hands me a ticket?
mm.
You're a girl, you got a job. Why do you need backup to serve a man a ticket?
I don't know.
And there's no violence in my history that's been documented in legal records. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's been some ass whippings I've handed out, but not many of those made a criminal prosecution. Dog, you go put up. Hey, go to bed. It's just fucked up.
It is fucked up, man.
I was like, I'm a girl. I need backup to do my job. So, my pussy's not in danger or some shit. I don't know what her problem is. But
So,
by the time my shit went to court, I done pointed out so much shit that DA didn't know what to fucking think about me. And, he tried to get me to take a plea deal diversion thing and pay court costs and everything would be fine. And I'm like, fuck you. You're not going to dismiss the tickets. I'm not going to pay no court cost on dismissed tickets. I'm not taking no deals. It's fucking trial day, bitch. I'll stand up. How do you plead? Judge asked the court to continue. The prosecutor continued. He said, we move to dismiss with prejudice. And he's like, okay, fine. He starts scribbling some shit. And he says, your charges have been dismissed, due to prejudice or something. Oh, what do you mean prejudice? If anybody should be prejudiced, I should be prejudiced. This bullshit this man in the city's endured me. I'm like, what? I forgot that class. Prejudice.
oh man.
You thought you had somebody you could trick with your fucking mowing the yard tickets and shit. That I needed license. She didn't even. I had 2 trailers and a car sitting in my yard with for sale signs in it. Clear evidence of a yard sale. You know, maybe a part-time undercover at-home used car salesman. No, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I just moved, got a little spot. Boom! I'm putting some shit out for sale.
Here in Dallas, they would have ticketed you for not having a permit to do that. But
Yeah, I got.
what's even more
I
fucked
got.
up is it's illegal. It's illegal to do it. So you have to go
Yeah,
get a permit to conduct an illegal activity. Like that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Grandview Plaza, Kansas. Uh, Living in a camping trailer. There's a designated area at this trailer court for camper parking. You know, for monthly, campers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got barbecue pits and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're just
Mm-hmm.
having a good old time camping in a trailer court somewhere in the fucking little town of Kansas. I got notification that there's a burn ban going on and I need to put my fire out
Mm-hmm.
from the stupid cop that was looking for a water leak. Like, you're not on the water department. You notify the water department and go write your speeding tickets and shit, dumbass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll do that shit.
Anyway, he told me I need to put my campfire out, which I had a split rim for an old truck and the lid for a Weber kettle in the grate
Mm-hmm.
that I incorporated, and boom, I got me a little fire pit with a grate and a lid on it. Great for sitting by the camper and cooking your meals. Well, after some research, I found out that that state fire ban doesn't restrict my fire in my barbecue pit in a city maintained area, nor would it affect me if I was in a rural area near a residence with water and a maintained yard. You know,
Well, I was
you,
going
you
to
know, you can
say,
have a fucking fire bar. You can have a fire ban, but even if you live at the farm out there where it's dangerous, you can still barbecue at home. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, here in Texas, it's what they call it uncontained. I think it is. So in other words, if you're at a state park, well, state park can pretty much do anything they want, but uh, with a burn ban. But as long as it can be contained, and they define it like a metal container, basically is like your bare minimum that you need. But rocks on the
Right.
ground in a state park, they won't. They'll come and make you put it out.
Yeah.
But no, you're not wrong. It's the same. It's the same thing here in Texas. They'll come and tell you, "Oh, you can't have that. You can't have that." But that's bullshit. You absolutely can have
Check
that as
this
long
out.
as it's contained and you've got water access.
So I started receiving more harassment from the chief of police, and I got served a notice from the fire chief that burning wood, debris, and other bullshit, this, that, and the third, is illegal in the city. However, I had a contained fire. I was using wood for cooking food. Your laws about fire don't fucking apply if I'm cooking food.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I fucking did the research on this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fucking city was up here looking for a water leak at that trailer court again. And, or no, the cop was up in the neighborhood looking for a dude with a warrant. And he seen me out there. I was in my boxer shorts out here turning some meat on the grill or something. I had a turkey breast I was smoking. And it's quite common to see me out in my yard in my boxer shorts, when it's cool and I'm cooking or something, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, this cop rolls up to my drive and goes, "Hey, Rob, come here." "Oh, what do you want, man? I'm busy." He said, "Do you know a guy named Taco? I'm looking for this guy, Taco. He's got a warrant. He's been around here. Have you seen him?" "I don't know nothing about no walking tacos." "Oh." Sorry, dude, but you think I'm helping you do your job? You're wrong. I said, what's the warrant for? Is he killing people or some shit? Oh, no, he's failure to appear or some crap. I said, well, I don't know no walking tacos and, got to go. Have a nice day. And I head back into my camper, get a cigarette or coffee or whatever. And there's this knock on the door. Rob, you need to come out. I need to talk to you. Bring your ID. What the fuck you need my ID for? Well, I see you got an illegal fire. We've told you numerous times you got to shut this down because there's this burn ban. I said, what the fuck you need my license for? You gonna give me a ticket? Give me my fucking ticket. Well, I need your ID. Well, I don't need no ID to have a goddamn fire. He says, well, I need your ID. I said, well, I ain't got no driver's license. But all I got's an old driver's license. So I showed him that. Give me my fucking ticket, I'm going to keep your driver's license because it's illegal for you to have an expired driver's license. And he took my license. I said, it's not illegal for me to have. That's my fucking record. That's my document. It's illegal for me to use it for something or another, this, that, and the third, as showing identity to a cop. Well, I told him I had no valid identity. Anyway, he insisted on me showing him that, so I gave him that. He wrote me the ticket, and the ticket was for an illegal violation of city ordinance, illegal fire burning wood. Like, oh, I got this motherfucker, because what's in that grill is a turkey breast with mesquite briquettes. I got a rick of firewood for my grilling and smoking that I quit using after notification of the city ordinance. You can't use wood, but you can use briquettes or propane or whatever the fuck. Well, anyway, I got my ticket. I'm off to the cop's fixing to leave. I rolled up a cigarette while he's writing the ticket. I go over and take the lid off the grill as he's getting in the car, and I take one of them half-burnt briquettes and light my cigarette because my lighter wasn't working or it was windy or something. He starts pulling away, and it fucking come to me. It's like, that motherfucker ain't got no evidence. So I took that briquette and I threw it at the cop car and bounced it off the back window, and he stopped. What was that? I said, hey, you need to secure your evidence. You need to get one of your plastic baggies there and put that in. He said, what is it? I said, well, there's a briquette there and about 5 pieces somewhere. He's like, I got all the evidence I need, and tapping his nose. I'm like, okay, bitch. I go to court. They got this little bitty old courtroom with a bunch of fucking chairs. It's like 2 rooms in a building, not even the size of a classroom for kids in a Butler building. Anyway, we're in the process of going to trial, and I'm sitting there to go plead not guilty. And I'm standing outside. I'm sitting in the parking lot outside with about 15 other people because there's 63 people in the courtroom, including a lady with a kid in a stroller in there for court. I got to thinking, man, that's awful overcrowded. I contacted the state fire marshal and requested an inspection of the city courtroom. They inspected it and put up a sign, load occupancy, 13 people for that big of a room. So now the city that just built a brand new community center with a storm shelter, basketball courts and shit, they got to rent space and have court on the brand new basketball court with all the folded chairs and tables and shit.
Jeez.
It's going to ruin that new floor of all them people and them shoes on the floor.
Oh, yeah. They don't do a lot of thinking. Well, Rob, I'm going to get off here. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
let me give you the rest of this story real quick if I can.
Yeah.
They jack up the price of the tickets. You're now paying $45 more on your tickets because we got to rent the city building because our illegal, violation safety code courtroom. I go to court for the trial. They wanted to call me up on the stand. I ain't got nothing to say as a witness. I ain't got to testify. The city had the fucking chief of police up there, and they ran him a few questions and shit. I got up there, ran him a few questions. And I said, Mr. Clark, the chief of police, that wrote me the ticket. How long you been on the force? I've been on the force 20 years, this, that, and the third. Served in the military as a cop, this, that, and the third. I said, have you ever given a man a ticket for violating the law using a barbecue grill before in your life? No, I've never. Has your nose been trained and certified by the, police? Have you received any training in smelling drugs and narcotics? Yes, I've been qualified to smell cocaine, and I'm qualified to smell marijuana, and I'm qualified to smell liquor. Have you been trained in smelling wood fires? No, I've not. Well, that's kind of a stupid question. I said, there ain't no stupid questions in this courtroom, Your Honor. Anyway, the judge said something to the thing about just answer his questions. So you testified that you smelled wood coming from that barbecue grill. What kind of wood was it? Do you have any photographs of your evidence? Oh, I give him the raspberries. You thought, fuck, this is shut. He ain't got no photographic evidence. He's got no training with his nose. His nose has been disqualified. It was just a judge trial. They found me fucking guilty. $100 to $1,000 up to 30 days in jail. But before trial, they adjusted the penalty phase to only $100 so the city would not have to afford me a lawyer. We just want the $100 ticket. I was found guilty. $165 court cost, $100 ticket. Filed 4 civil rights violations behind it and prevailed for $1 on each one of them. I gave them notification of lawsuit, opportunity to admit guilt and pay out damages of $1.
Well, Rob, I'm gonna get off here and get ready for work, man.
America.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Where our government works in partnership with derelict landlords to rent you the worst possible shit for our veterans.
Well, they need to call the herd. They call it, and the rest of us get to see the way they treat the veterans and the way they treat the elderly, and we get a glimpse of how they really view us, and but keep voting for them, keep believing in the bullshit they keep telling you. They care about you guys. They love us.
Now here's the fascinating thing here that I've revealed through my years with this landlord and HUD. And somebody helped me kind of decipher it out, that what's going on is that my landlord is operating in conspiracy with the city inspector, the HUD inspector, the HUD program, in renting deficient property that does not meet standards. And that's the pitch I've been selling to the Attorney General, Congress, Senator. And they're popping an investigation of what's going on here in HUD. in Kansas, and veteran housing and all housing. That's this one inspector. I showed them a fucking video where this inspector's walking out of the house. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. Yeah, you're right. These windows don't shut. That the ceiling in my house here, if you can see some of
Mm-hmm.
the defects and lines, that's water damage.
Yep.
What comes with water damage? Black mold.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the roof leaking? Oh, the trees falling on the property. Widowmakers, dangerous to the property. I sustained damages to my truck because of the widowmakers. I've been complaining since day one living in this house. Windows don't work, handrail, widowmakers, dirty air coming from a fucking furnace. And this motherfucker's still getting paid. And then he gonna kick me out last winter. I'm gonna quit the lease. You gotta move. Okay. Well, I can't find a place to move. My VA people ain't helped me find a place to move. I got nowhere to go. Landlord said, here's a new lease. I'm raising the rent $50. Somehow or another, we went from paying $600 to $750 to now $800 for this piece of shit house that ain't worth the 600. Somehow or
Mm-hmm.
another, the price has been changing, and I didn't know nothing about that. I don't
Yep.
read well with paperwork and shit unless I can enlarge the print. It was my reading skills come into play. And when I'm signing documents, I have my agent from the VA, that's assisted me with that shit.
Yep.
About the only thing I might do is look at a bank statement. You know?
Mm.
But
Well,
man, there's some fucked up shit going down. And
yep.
I guess maybe it'll take an act of Congress to get this fucking. Now, this building inspector with HUD here in Kansas that I'm dealing with, he retired 2 years ago and he's still working. They called him out of retirement because they can't get nobody else to inspect. They've hired 3 other people that have came and went because they were writing up properties that were defective and they weren't playing with the game of we need houses. No, if it don't meet minimum standards, well, there is no minimum standards. You know, there's a fucking checklist. If the shit don't work, it doesn't get slid.
Mm-hmm.
It gets written up. It needs to be fixed or your violation that ends the contract, this, that, and the third.
Well, all right, brother. I'm gonna get off here and go to work. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming up. And
Yeah, stop and get you one of them delicious apple fritters at one of them mom and pops, man. You got to support your local donut store.
yeah, well,
Hey,
that and a big cup of coffee.
did you see the? I don't know. I was hanging around with Huckleberry and stuff a little bit, having fun, and I was at the donut shop one day getting some bear claws, and somebody noticed that I had my camera sitting on the thing, and you can just look right down there, and you're staring at this bear claw, and it looks like a big old foot, and there's this black and stuff, the cinnamon on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Huckleberry said, "Damn, that bear claw looks like Rick Crude's foot." That,
that,
that
that,
just screwed up bear claws for me, man. Like,
yeah,
oh man, I can't eat these motherfuckers. No, I might
for
stick
a
with the
day.
apple fritters.
For a day, anyway. All right, brother. We'll
But
talk to
yeah,
you soon, man.
if you
Thanks
look
for
at my
having me on.
thumbnails somewhere, I put up a thumbnail with that bear claw that looks like Rick's foot that everybody
Yeah,
using.
I remember that. That was funny.
All
All
right,
right,
bro.
brother. Have a good one.
Peace.
Later. All right, y'all. With that, I'm out. It's time to get ready. Thank you guys for coming by. Appreciate y'all. And we'll talk to you soon. Later.